Hello, Laura Lyons. I'm so excited to be reading chapter 4 of our One School, One Book with you. And I felt like it was fitting because my name is Miss Morelos and chapter 4 is about Miss Morales. So let's get started. Chapter 4. Miss Morales is standing by the front door of the library to greet us one by one when we arrive for today's library visit. She is wearing her long pearls and a bright orange sweater, and on her left arm, she's holding her stuffed goose named Lucy, which everyone gets to honk when they leave the library. Hola, Stella, Miss Morales says. Buenos dias, Miss Morales, I say quietly, but I squeal inside. Miss Morales has been our librarian since kindergarten. The best thing about Miss Morales, apart from the fact that she speaks Spanish, is that she's so smart and loves sharing books with us. At the beginning of the year, when I started getting interested in fishes, she showed me all these books on Jacques Cousteau, a famous ocean explorer. Now I love reading about him. Welcome, Miss Bell's class, she announces as soon as all of us are sitting in the front row of a computer. Miss Morales is full of spunk and a little different from your usual librarian. I think most librarians don't have purple streaks in their hair. Instead of saying hello back, we wave our hands in the air. Miss Morales says proper library etiquette calls for no loud voices. Miss Morales waves back and continues, I hear you're all finding books for your sustained reading. Now, you remember how to use a catalog, right? Just find the Dewey Decimal number, write it down, and look for the number on the shelf. If you have any questions, I am here. The Dewey Decimal System is how the books are organized at the library. If it were up to me, I would just organize them by color, like my colored pencils, or by height, like my books at home. Still, it really does help when searching for books. With the power of Dewey, I find the perfecto book. I grab it and head over to a big table by myself. The pictures are so beautiful. I want to dog ear the pages, but I only do that to my books at home. Miss Bell comes up to me, crouches down, and says in a quiet voice, What book are you reading, Stella? What Lives in the Ocean by Tanya Michelson, I say quietly. Sounds positively fascinating, she whispers. It is. Did you know that an octopus doesn't have any bones and has 3 hearts? I have to draw it later. It's just too cool looking. I heard an octopus called Paul became famous for predicting many of the winners of the World Cup. Wow, I exclaim. Miss Bell chuckles. She lifts her fingers to her mouth. When I get excited, I speak louder than I realize. I think there will be a little time for drawing after the library, she whispered before standing. I smile and keep reading about octopuses. It turns out they are extraordinary escape artists. To escape from their enemies, they release a cloud of ink to help them disappear. Then, because they have no bones, they can maneuver through almost any nook or cranny. They can even escape through a hole only an inch wide. That would be a really helpful skill to have. When it's time to go back to class, everyone says goodbye to Miss Morales and Lucy. Adios, Miss Morales and Lucy, I say, as I give the stuffed goose a squeeze. I have to admit, even though I'm in the 3rd grade and too old for this, it's still sort of fun. Lucy honks and Miss Morales and I both smile. Hasta luego, Stella. When we get back to the room, everyone starts chatting about their books, except for me. I get started drawing on my octopus. I'm about halfway finished making sure I draw all 8 arms the same size when I hear a knock on the door. I look up and Miss Green, who works in the office, is at the door. Miss Bell meets her and whispers. I hear Ben Shaw say to Chris Pollard, It must be the new kid. I drop my pencils. I got so carried away with the library and my drawing that I almost forgot. Then I see who is standing next to Miss Green. It's a boy, and he has light brown hair. I frown a little. That's very different from what I imagined. Class, Miss Bell says, this is our new student. Do you want to introduce yourself to the class? The new boy waves at everyone and says, Howdy, I'm Stanley Mason. I just moved here from Dallas, Texas, or Tejas in Espanol. Miss Bell says, Tejas, that's so far away from here. Has anyone been to Texas? A few kids raise their hands. I actually was in Texas last year on our family road trip. We went to see the Alamo and we went to a cave where we took a picture with a dinosaur sculpture named Grenville. But I'm always too shy to speak up in class. Plus, the Alamo isn't in Dallas. Stanley probably hasn't even seen it. Still, even if I weren't shy, I wouldn't be able to talk right now. I'm a little speechless. I can't believe Stanley speaks Espanol. He doesn't look like someone who would speak Spanish at all. The new kid, I imagine, had dark brown hair like me and not light hair, and she was a girl. Miss Bell says, "Now, class, let's have everyone quickly introduce yourself to Stanley." One by one, people stand. There are about 10 people in front of me, and I feel nervous and a little sweaty. I want to make a new friend so badly, even if he is a boy. So what if he is not at all the girl I had pictured in my head? He speaks Spanish like me, and more important, he's new. He could use a friend as much as I could. I could be his first new friend here. When it's my turn, I stand up. I feel myself turning roja. I freeze. I just read that some octopuses can paralyze their prey. Maybe Stanley is part octopus. Probably not. He looks like a normal boy with freckles, blue eyes, and a cool monkey shirt. I catch myself staring at him for a second. Me llamo Stella, I say while looking away quickly. Sorry, I'm Stella. I say it even faster as I sit back down. I'm about to groan out of embarrassment when I feel my chair start to tilt backward. My eyes grow grande like an elephant and everything slows down. I try to reach out to grab my desk, but it's too late. Crash! Before I knew it, my feet are sticking up in the air and my back is on the ground. I've fallen down in front of Stanley, in front of everyone. I close my eyes as I hear the entire class laugh. I check my arms and legs, nothing hurts. I think about staying on the ground, but decide to crawl up. I poke my eyes above my desk. Are you okay, Stella? Miss Bell is the only one not laughing. Yes, I whisper. I look at Stanley. He looks like he wants to laugh, but he's holding it in. There goes my new friend, I think. Who would want a klutz for a friend? I pull my chair back up and sit down. On top of it, I can't believe I spoke Spanish instead of English. Doubly embarrassing. I stare at my drawing and I think about escaping through a tiny hole or disappearing in a cloud of ink. Today, I really wish I were an octopus.